Welcome, Internet, to Divorced Dad Rock Volume 2. What's up, party people? I am Jeremy Schumacher. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. We're looking at some garbage songs from the late 90s and early 2000s and how they created language around feeling pain, but didn't actually allow specifically men, I'm going to even go ahead and say specifically white men, to emotionally mature, and what that has done to lead and create space for planted seeds for something like the MAGA movement, for toxic masculinity, for the manosphere, etc. It's fun, I promise. Yeah, we're gonna do It's Been a While by Stained. Honorable mention, Stained had two songs that were in the running. Stained, as far as I know, off the top of my head, had two songs that anybody would know. So the other one would have been Outside, which has sort of like a mythical story attached to it. I'm going to talk about it. We're going to sneak the review in while not doing the whole song, in which the guy who wrote it, the lead singer of Stained, basically says that he doesn't remember why he wrote it, and it just came to him in the moment while he was singing it. It's like, that probably isn't true. And also then it's been like devoted to a friend of his and Kid Rock's who like died from an overdose. And that's a bummer. And I don't want to make fun of a song like that, but that cannot be what the song is about if you actually read the lyrics. Cause it's like, I'm alone in my bed and I can't mend without you. And like, again, if that's to your friend who overdosed, cool for you and your bud being in love like that. But I don't think, seeing where Kid Rock is in 2026, that's probably the message they're going for. So, but that one's a mess. I mean, that one's like angry dude about being alone, which we covered in the first song of the topic, which was Hemorrhage by Fuel. A song that I do feel like, at least on its the way it sounds, has some redeeming qualities. And as we go deeper into the list here, that's gonna happen less, which is a bummer, because I'm going to have to spend time listening to these songs and talking about them. So I'm going to take you along for the ride. Let's go there now. Let's do It's Been a While. It's probably been a while since you heard this song. Hey-oh. It's Been a While by Stained.
A while since I could hold my head up high, and it's been a while since I first saw you, and it's been a while since I can stand on my own 2 feet again, and it's been a while since I could call you. Everything I can remember, as fucked up as it all may seem, the consequences that are rendered, I stretched myself beyond my means.
Okay. Let's take a quick break to talk. This song has, at this point of what we've listened to, because I know what happens later in the song, comes close to approximating some self-reflection. Again, it's been a while since I first saw you is about as meaningless of a line as I've ever heard in a song. Like, unless a 6-year-old wrote it about a friend that they made last year in kindergarten. Yeah, that's how time works. The first time you meet someone keeps getting further and further than the past because that's how time works. It's been a while since I first saw you. Like, they needed another syllable there and first worked, but like it doesn't mean anything. I don't know why that bothers me so much. It's just not good writing. Um since I could hold it's been a while since I could hold my head up high. It's been a while since I could stand on my own 2 feet again. And then again, since I could call you, like maybe he was in prison. I don't know. Couldn't find his way to a payphone. Again, this was written in a different time and place before we all had cell phones all of the time. So, like, okay, are you 14 and you couldn't get a hold of your girlfriend? Again, I just think it's bad writing more than that's a real plot point in the song. I just wanted it to rhyme. Um, but yeah, like, all right, it's been a while since I could hold my head up high. Been a while since I could stand on my own 2 feet again. We're like close to saying like, my bad. Notice those aren't the words that are spoken. That next step of, gosh, it sure sounds like an apology is on its way, doesn't quite happen. Which, yeah, I see this all the time in therapy where people sort of acknowledge that they could have maybe done something better than they did, and then they don't apologize for what they actually did. That's a real big thing. Everything I can't remember, as fucked up as it all may seem, consequences that are rendered, I've stretched myself beyond my means. Again, so just say sorry, right? We like bump up to it, and then it's like, I can't remember everything. Ugh, consequences are tough, man. Stretch myself too far. Still no apology there. Like, if you're trying to get like back together with an ex, this is not how to do it. If you, for example, just got out of prison, which is why you couldn't call the person, maybe that is a real plot point. Consequences would refer to jail sentence, sure. Like, stretch myself beyond my means, like, what? Again, this whole genre of music sounds emotional and sounds vaguely meaningful, but as much as I knew like these weren't good songs before I started this series, I've been surprised as I dug into the lyrics to be like, oh my gosh, these songs really truly aren't about anything. And I do think that sets up a dynamic where, again, men have been like, oh bro, that song's really hits hard, like going through a breakup, just finished a 30-pack of PBR and I'm really sad. And like, I just emotionally constipated still. Like, nothing ever happens. We have the feels, so we drink the beer and we listen to the shitty music, and then we don't change. We don't do anything different. I can't remember all of the stuff. Like, because you're drinking too much, because you've sobriety issues. Now, Stained, the front man of Stained, has written about addiction issues. So again, like, sorry for how I behaved while I was in my addiction. Here's what I'm doing so that doesn't happen again. Is addiction a disease? Yes. Is addiction really hard and painful to work through? Absolutely. I'm not throwing shade at people who have addictions, throwing people who want to use that as an excuse instead of saying, and here's what I'm doing differently. I'm in therapy. I've got support. I've done my work. I'm continuing to do the work. Here's the support system I have in place. Nope. Stretch myself beyond my means. Well, get more means. Fuck capitalism and all that bullshit, especially for like people who get out of prison. Like, don't get me started on how America regularly punishes people for being poor. But the idea that like, it's just more poor, pitiful me. And it's not, I'm going to do something different. I stretch myself beyond my means. Here's what I'm going to do differently so that stops happening, would be like a great next thought. And if you don't know how to do that, go to therapy. Right? Like, go to therapy. There are people, professionals even, who do this regularly, who help people with that. And again, somehow Stained had a worse song than this one for me to talk about that I didn't pick. All right. Well, let's see where we're at with the emotional growth that happens over the course of the song. He said, pretty sarcastically, verse 2.
It's been a while since I could say that I wasn't addicted, and it's been a while since I couldn't say I love myself as well. And it's been a while since I've gone and fucked things up just like I always do. And it's been a while, but all that shit seems to disappear when I'm with you. And everything I can't remember is fucked up as it all may seem. The consequences that I've rendered, I'm gonna fuck things up again, Why must I feel this way? Just make this go away. Just one more peaceful day.
Okay. I gave a thumbs up. I gave a thumbs up there. One line in the song got a thumbs up from me. Again, for context, licensed marriage and family therapist. It's been a while since I could say that I wasn't addicted. Which would imply that you were recently addicted. Right? Again, like, just basic sentence structure here drives me crazy. This is being raised by two parents who were English teachers, right? It's been a while since I could say that I wasn't addicted. And again, like, in the right context, hey, I'm running into my ex, I'm getting out of prison. This sentence works, but like, not really. It's been a while since I could say I love myself as well. There we go, right? The best thing we've really hit so far, and knowing what songs are still yet to be covered in this series might be a high point. It's been a while since I could say I love myself as well. That seems important. Again, there's no follow through. There's nothing that goes along with this sentiment. It's just an acknowledgement of like, perhaps that's a problem. And again, I don't know that I love myself like I should. It's been a while since I could say I wasn't addicted. Yeah, bro, get help. Those are things that need to change. It's okay that those things are hard. It's okay that you're struggling with those things. No one's judging you for struggling. Acting like, but it is what it is, about something that's ruining your life is a bit more problematic. Right? Like, so what's next then? Well, this songwriter said, pity. Things are hard. I'm struggling. Let me pity myself. It's been a while since I've gone and fucked things up just like I always do. I do think maybe at this point in history, we just liked to hear swear words on the radio. And even though they got edited out, when you delivered it correctly with a bit of oomph behind it, we knew what the swear word was. Even young little Jeremy, who was raised evangelical and very sheltered, knew what the swear words were. And sometimes a well-delivered swear word is really like gonna lift all of the language around it. Again, if you're swearing, using swear words as a linking verb, not so great, but like a good F word, can really carry a lot. So again, maybe we just liked that, because all this is self-pity. It's been a while since I messed up again, just like I always do. Aw, shucks, poor me. It is what it is. I wish I could stop fucking up so bad, but I just don't know how. Like, ick. Ick. If this is a guy running into his ex, she has the ick about him right now. It's gonna get worse, but right now, at this point, yikes. We got a bunch of red flags. No green flags. We had like a yellow flag in it's good you know you should love yourself more than you do. But again, I won't even give that green flag status because there wasn't anything attached to it. But all that shit seems to disappear when I'm with you. Again, maybe we just like swearing because nothing he said is good to this point. And then he says, by your magical presence, dear woman, you fix all my problems. Which, why should she want to sign up for that? I get that people do. I get that there are people who enter into relationships with the idea that, like, I can fix them. We shouldn't enter into relationships that way. Stop doing that, right? You're not going to fix them. And if they don't want to be fixed, they're not going to get fixed by anyone else either. So, like, don't do that. If you feel utility, if you enjoy being needed, if you like being helpful, there's lots of ways to do that don't include the mess that is this person singing this song. And again, no shade at the actual like dude. I don't know his personal life. I know he struggled with addiction and writes about that. And like, kudos for bringing awareness to the topic. I can support that. I don't know. I don't think this is an autobiographical song. Maybe. I'm not locking that in. I didn't look it up. But again, like, yeah. Your magical presence fixes all my problems that I myself personally am unwilling to get a handle on is not a ringing endorsement for, hey, maybe you should be in a relationship with me. And then follows it up with like, again, we hit the refrain. Why must I? And then the bridge is, why must I feel this way? Just make it go away. Just one more peaceful day. Like, gosh, sure sounds like you're going to go back to whatever that addiction was. Because rather than doing the work and muddling through and slowly getting better with progress over time, I feel bad. I want it to go away. Anything for peace. Yeah, that's how addiction works. That numbing sensation we get, the ability to just check out or turn that off for a little bit, at least until we sober up and start over tomorrow, is really appealing when you're desperate enough. But it is not a sign of personal growth. It is not a sign of getting better or doing the work. Sounds like gotta put some stability in place in like thought patterns and build some structures so we don't go back to that, and then work on our discomfort, right? Work on our ability to be uncomfortable while still being safe. Work on our ability to build resilience by saying, oh, wow, I did a hard thing. I bet I can do that again. And we're not doing hard things to challenge ourselves or to prove anything. We're doing the thing that's hard because it's healthy for us. And if we keep doing something that's healthy for us, it will get easier. But again, like that's not what he's saying. It's what I, the therapist, am saying. He's saying, if I'm around you, I feel better. Otherwise, probably going to go numb this away. Again, just nothing but red flags. So now that Mr. Red Flags has laid the groundwork of where he's at, hasn't seen you in a while, but now you're up to date on his life, he is gonna take his shot. It's a wild ride in this song.
It's been a while since I could look at myself straight, and it's been a while since I said I'm sorry. And it's been a while since I've seen the way the candles light your face. And it's been a while, but I can still remember just the way you taste and everything I can't remember. The passion all may seem to be, I know it's me. I cannot blame this on my father. it's been a while since I said I'm sorry.
Yikes. Right? Bro, you just said how much you're struggling with everything and how you haven't figured anything out yet. And you did your best sort of Eeyore impression about being bummed about it. And then you're like, candlelight dinner? Should I go down on you? Like, what are we doing? How is that your lead in to like, I would love to have you back in my life? I like held my finger up like, oh, we're getting to an apology. JK, let's have sex. Like, and I feel bad for women, you know, truly. I feel bad that there are women who are like, that seems good. Like, the bar for men is so low that like acknowledging it's been a while since I apologized, proceeding to not apologize might work. Right. And again, I would love to say fully that this never works, but like I see this stuff not often, but over the course of my years, have I seen female partners take their male partners back with like this minimum, not even bare minimum, like we're below that. It's not even like basic necessities. It's not there even. It's just like an acknowledgement of any emotion. It's been a while since I said I'm sorry. Pivots to it's been a while since I've seen the way candles light your face. That's not romance, my guy. I'm really bad at saying sorry. I'm not willing to change anything about me. I have learned zero things other than how to throw pity party for myself, and dinner and fornication, perhaps. Like, no, no, no. Go to therapy. See how the candles light your therapist's face. Don't light candles in therapy, though. That's a fire hazard. A lot of therapists I know have candles in their offices. Way fewer therapists I know have fire extinguishers in their office. Go have a dimly lit room with your therapist, which is a common thing. Overhead lights can be a little harsh in therapy. We softer lights. Don't hit on your therapist, though. You know, just go get help. Ideally, right? Don't replace this former partner, lover, crush, whatever, and then like catch feels for the professional who's trying to be helpful. Like, actually do the work. Do the work. This guy has seen the titles of some therapy books, right? He didn't read them, and he certainly didn't process and internalize anything from them. But like, I'm not going to blame it on my father. Like, what a weird, again, like an idea that perhaps sounds a little profound and acknowledges like, look, I'm an emotional guy. I'm not blaming it on my dad. He did the best he could. Like, that's also just such like fragile masculinity. I can't say anything bad about my daddy because I need my daddy to love me. That's not a thing I've heard clients say directly, but like, yeah, I don't know. There's early childhood wounds that I see a lot in therapy. If you can't criticize your parents, I don't think you're paying attention. My children will be able to criticize me someday, and like doing my best over here, a licensed therapist who's married to an early childhood teacher, and like we're gonna screw things up because parenting is hard. That doesn't mean you have to hate them or loathe them or whatever. It just like to think you can't be critical of them is, again, shows just a real lack of critical thinking skills, any sort of structural analysis, any sort of relational competency. Again, it's just more aw shucks. It is what it is. Can't blame my dad. He did the best he could. I don't know. Addiction runs in families. Is that where you got your dad? You got it from your dad? Did your dad spank you when you were a kid? Because that causes trauma. Did your dad emotionally stunt you by not modeling any healthy emotions for you? I mean, I guess some of those are true, if not all of them. So perhaps we're not going to blame it on your dad, but we could acknowledge some of the things that have made this a struggle. And then again, continue on with what we're going to do so it's better next time in the future. How are we going to change things? Again, he never apologizes in this song. Says struggling, says he's messed a lot of things up, said it's been a while since he apologized, and then proceeds to just keep feeling sorry for himself. Defend his dad, feel sorry for himself. It's been a while since I could hold my head up high. Been a while since I said I'm sorry. That line's going to keep working because he never actually says he's sorry. Much like it's been a while since first saw you. It just keeps getting longer and longer in between because, yeah, that's how time works. This is a dumb song. This is dumber than I was prepared for this song to be. And I put it on my list of songs that I wanted to be critical of. A good apology is, I am sorry for the thing that I did. Behavior, specific behavior. This thing. My camera's out of focus. You can't tell what I'm using for my hand gestures. A specific thing. This thing. I have to change my normal therapy hand gestures because I'm on camera instead of in person. Sorry for the thing I did. No excuse, no rationalization, just sorry for the thing I did. Second part of a good apology. Here's what I'm doing to keep from doing that thing again. Or, also good, here's what I'm going to do differently in the future. Again, I think that can be a little bit of wish-driven. We don't like wish-driven. We want it to be concrete. Here's how I'm going to do it differently in the future. Here's what I'm doing now so that it'll be different next time. Great. Love that apology. Sorry for thing. Here's what I'm going to do differently. Love it. Not that hard. Doesn't take that long. I don't know why everyone's so weird about saying sorry. You're human. We all fuck things up again. As this guy would sing very emotionally. Yes, that's normal. To err is human. Apologize. Learn from it. Because if we just keep making the same mistakes over and over again, it doesn't really seem like we're very sorry. Just seems like we want to acknowledge that we're aware it's a bad thing, and then we're just going to keep doing it. That's not a good apology. Don't do that. And again, there was a worse Stained song that I could have done for this. If these videos pop off, I will maybe come back around to it. Because again, some of the audio is like, I can acknowledge like the slow sort of pity party part of the song is not good and is boring to listen to. Again, objectively not a good song. And then the chorus comes in and it gets heavier. And like, again, for my brain anyway, little Jeremy who grew up on just country and Christian, that's what makes my brain happy. The heaviness. Someday in the future, from when I first heard this song, I was going to see Archspire live. Like, you know, the progression of how much heavy my brain likes has continued to increase. If you don't know Archspire, great way to cleanse the palate. I will say I went and had lunch and ran some errands in between recording song 1 and 2 here, and listening to much better music than this really does. The juxtaposition makes it stand out more that like, oh, whatever part of my brain likes the song, that is just nostalgia because, ugh. And like, I'm talking about like, you know, Archspire is a good example. Like there's a band I like, great musicianship. The songs aren't about anything. I haven't done an Archspire review, even though Archspire is the band I've been listening to most for the past year, probably year and a half, because it's like weird body horror, technical death metal. It comforts me in how fast and deep and dark it is and lets my brain process like the horrors of the world. But like, there's not a lot that I can sink my teeth into on like an analysis, but it sounds awesome consistently in a way that like, again, these songs almost feel emotionally manipulative, which like, let me go slow and play my little acoustic guitar. And then like, it's cool to bring in the heavy, but like the whole song doesn't sound like that. It's not even like old school heavy. It's not even Led Zeppelin heavy. So I don't know. It's not a good song. Not a good message. There's there's a whole emotional, again, I'll say emotionally constipated. There's a whole emotionally constipated song about messing up and saying sorry that also never says sorry. That's pretty wild to me. But again, when I look at where like a lot of dudes are at, and especially over this past 17 years of my career, like why people are bad at this, like, yeah, a lot of us were raised with parents who didn't apologize, didn't model things appropriately for us. And we could learn that in our own relationships. We could read books, we could go to therapy, lots of ways to be better about that. You don't just have to repeat the same thing over and over again. So yikes. A whole song of red flags. It's been a while since I saw a green flag. Stained, what are we doing? I don't know if Stain's still touring. I was gonna say I'm aware this is a 20-year-old song, so I'm, again, not holding them to a current standard, but yeah, I think it still is a whole thing. And again, the idea that like we had like a glimmer of trying to move towards equity, not for like minorities, just for gay people, made cis white dudes so mad that they are ruining everything, because again, they can't handle like joy. They can't handle Pride Fest being a celebration for people who look or act differently than them. Again, like the Christian nationalist and right-wing marriage is a response to like progress. And I see like people like Joe Rogan, Andrew Tate, Pete Hegseth as like responses to this. Again, the pastor for Pete Hegseth, Doug Wilson, is like, he wants this. He wants women in the kitchen, and the men to be doing the hard work. And like, what? The hard work of saying I'm sorry? It's not that hard. You're just that bad at it. This fragile masculinity parading around as like being tough. It's exhausting. It's exhausting for anyone who has to deal with it. I was just gonna say, also, I feel badly that women have to deal with this, and like men, our standards for ourselves need to be a lot higher. But like, as a dude who doesn't do this shit, like, it's also exhausting. Like, bros, be better. What do you think of how little you must think of women if this is how you're going to behave? How little you must think of your partners if you think it's okay to act this way. Grow up. Be better. Yeah. I got 6 more songs of this. I have 40 more songs of this, just 6 that I've written down and plan to do. So yeah, keep coming along for the ride. I'll work on my radio voice in between. It'll be a thing. I practice. I say that like I practice stuff I'm gonna do for the podcast. I don't. So yeah, this will be the plan on the YouTube channel for a little bit on my podcast, Your Therapist Needs Therapy. You can tune in to some cool stuff over there over the summer. Yeah. And if there's like a divorced dad song that you really want to hear, drop down in the comments. Let me know. I have my list. I even have, again, alternatives to the ones I've chosen. I was going to do a Nickelback song because, again, I think that Nickelback and Creed are quintessential divorced dad rock songs. And I do have a song from each of them picked out. But reading through the Nickelback lyrics, I was like, they're bad, and I just didn't want to do the song. At least this one made me mad enough to like want to talk about it. So we got some good ones coming up. Like, subscribe, do all those YouTube-y things. Go to therapy. Be better than this song would have you be. Take care of yourself. Take care of somebody else. Peace.